Stick around for Twice Diecast What's Crackin'. We're going to see what Rob at Scale Enthusiasm is in store for today.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This is David at Twice Diecast. If you are new to the channel, today I am doing an episode of What's Crackin', where I present kind of a gift box to some fellow collectors, and we just have a conversation. I want to introduce you to Rob and his channel, Scale Enthusiasm, if you haven't heard of it, and I'm sure most of you have, but this is just a chance to get to know Rob a little bit better. Today we are coming to you from a Diecast show in Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City Hot Wheelers Diecast show, their annual show. Rob, you have a good time?
I did, yeah. There were some great deals, some great things to be found here, and yeah, it was amazing. We did a little bit of a live stream, and that was a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this was just it was a great experience to come down and see what was up, and got some nice finds too that they'll show up on my channel at some point.
Yeah. Look for those on Rob's channel. You can see the logo right here. And go to it after this video. Watch this one because this will be a fun conversation. Rob, I have prepared a little gift box for you today.
Well, and David, this is way too nice, but thank you.
You're
I have
very
no idea
welcome.
what's in here, but
Rob has been good, so good to me as a friend and as a fellow collector. And the whole premise for this series is to find out, well, it's called What's Crackin'. So we're going to crack some items and see. And if you're new to the diecast community, cracking is when you open up a diecast car. Anyhow, that's the hokey premise that I came up with, and we're just going to have a conversation. So open up your box, Rob.
all right.
I hope you enjoy the
love the
gift.
sticker. I think I've got one of those somewhere. No, mine's not got the foil on it, so that's pretty fancy.
That's the new one.
Yeah, let's see what's in here. More boxes.
Yes.
All right.
So we're going to start with the shirt. This is we're not even going to call these the beta test. These are the absolute first ever attempt at any merch for Twice Diecast. This is a new logo for the
There
channel.
we go.
And yeah, I hope
That
you
looks
like
sharp.
that.
I love that logo.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that is
Awesome.
nice. Yeah, it just I don't know much about design. All I can tell you is that I like the way that logo looks. So.
Well, listen, full credit to Chuck at Flying Valiant and Diecast Breakdown. He helped me. In fact, he did that logo, so thank you, Chuck. All right, Rob, as we kind of get started, tell us a little bit, if they don't know your channel, tell us a little bit about what you collect, what you prefer in your collection.
Sure. I collect all kinds of stuff. It's really based more on my interest in real cars rather than focusing on any specific facet of diecast. I've got all kinds of different scales. My collection has, I wish I'd looked this up before we talked, but I'm probably going on 50 or more different brands. So, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Tomica, Greenlight, they're all there too, but I've got some weird stuff that not as many people have heard of. And yeah, mostly it's just real cars that I've got some sort of interest in. There's some exceptions, like I'll collect some things that are interesting purely on a diecast level as well. Like I've got some vintage stuff. I bought a couple of Hot Wheels red lines today. But for the most part, the more detailed it is, the better it represents like a real car that I like, the more likely it is to get in my collection.
Okay. Well, as luck would have it, I've picked out a couple things that I think might fit the collection.
Okay.
I've got a couple real cars and one that you'll hopefully recognize right off the bat. So go ahead, crack open the first box. It doesn't matter, whichever one.
We'll do the small one first.
Yeah,
here.
and I probably have done you dirty by taping it all up.
Well,
there we go.
Yeah, they're cut open, so that's good. All right, let's see.
I don't quite remember what's in this one. I'll know it in a second.
You just give random stuff away to people, huh?
So this is definitely one you should recognize, and hopefully fans of the channel will recognize this as well.
All right, so it is a bunch of bubble wrap.
It is a bunch of bubble wrap.
No, I'm sure that's keeping whatever is in here very nice and safe. All right. Oh man, yep. I can guess what this is. That's amazing. Hopefully you can edit that in. I'll hold it up to the camera too.
Right.
But yep, I know exactly what this is. Oh my goodness.
So
It's got, wow, that is incredible.
I tried my hardest. Here's the video. Here's the thumbnail of the video right here. You need to go look at. So in the end of that video, you'll see that this is one of Rob's favorite vehicles because of how unique it is. Rob, tell the viewers a little bit about the car, what makes it so special, and where they can see it.
So yeah, this is a Citroen 15 CV, and maybe you've got some B-roll of it, or maybe I can give you some later, David. But
Or here, I'll just.
it'll be hard to hold up. But it's a Citroen 15 CV from the 30s, and of course it's a French car, being a Citroen. And what happened to France in World War II? They were invaded by Germany. The Nazis occupied most, if not all, of the country for a time. And during that time, a lot of commodities were difficult to get. So gasoline was one of those. This car is a custom that David has done that is a replica of a Citroen 15 CV at the Lane Motor Museum that has been modified to run on coal. So yeah, if you check the video out, I talk a little bit about it. You can also go to Lane Motor Museum's website and see, they've got a page with a bunch of information about it. Or the best option, if you're ever in Nashville, Tennessee, you can go to the Lane and see this car in person for yourself. But yeah, it's basically got, we can see it, well, again, I don't know if on the camera you'll be able to see it too well, but there's two hoppers on the front fenders. And one of those you fill with coal, you light it, and the gas from that coal burning gets to the other one, and it's got a modified carburetor in there that will actually then run on that coal gas. So these French people during the World War II occupation, when they couldn't get gasoline, ran their cars on coal.
It's crazy.
So, and I don't remember the exact status. I know when the museum first got that car that it had been swapped back to run on gasoline, and they were trying to figure out how to get it to run on coal again. But it had all the parts there. Really, really unique vehicle in real life, and that just makes this thing that much more special. So thank you, David.
Yeah,
this is amazing. This is awesome.
That's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's funny because I had no solution for how to manufacture boilers. So those are actually rear seats off of an interior that I've kind of cut.
I see that. Yeah.
Yep. And it just kind of suggests what the car had on it. It's a really cool video. I think you guys would like it. Go check it out. Rob, your personal vehicle, which we rode in on the way over here, a little bit flashier, a little bit more muscle than that. Tell everybody what you drive.
So the one you're talking about is I've got a 2018 Honda Civic Type R. I bought it new about 4.5 years ago now. It's a fantastic street vehicle. It does everything that if you've ever seen a review or something about the real car. It's fast, it handles well. I've taken it to the racetrack and had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I love that thing. It's an amazing car. So
it's fun to ride in, and I got the pleasure of going to get some lunch after the Diecast show today with Rob, and really had a good time. I don't get to ride in a car like that too often, so thank you for that.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome.
Well, so as we introduce the 2 or 3 people that haven't heard of Scale Enthusiasm to your channel, what else have you got going on? You are based in what part of the country?
I live in Middle Tennessee right now. I couldn't even really say the Nashville area anymore. I moved out to the country, and yeah, just Middle Tennessee. I moved out to Tennessee a year ago, almost to the day, as we record this, from Charlotte, North Carolina. So before that, I was in Charlotte for more than a decade. Tennessee really feels like home already, though. Tennessee's amazing. I love it. It's a great state. The Nashville area is fantastic. Charlotte's great, too. I loved it there. It was a little nerve-wracking to move that far away after being there so long, to be honest. But yeah. And then one thing we talked about on the live stream walking around the show was they had the Charlotte convention, or Hot Wheels did, last year, about a year ago at this point. I actually moved the week before that, so I didn't go. And now there's a couple of convention cars that I would really like to have, but they're like $200.
Right.
So, I probably am not going to get one at that price. But anyway.
diecast scene.
Yeah.
Better in Carolina, Tennessee, Wash?
That's a good question. I'd probably say it's about a wash.
Yeah.
As far as finding stuff in the stores, I haven't noticed that much that's different. We do have, shows and meets similar to this that we're at today in the Charlotte area. So, if anything, this one's. I found more stuff today than I'm used to finding at the ones back in Charlotte. But the kind of scale and the scope here is roughly equivalent. So, and that kind of makes sense. Both cities in the southeast United States, they're only 6 hours apart, so they're pretty close together in general.
Cool. Well, I'm glad. I truly am glad that you're closer because we get to hang out more.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
The last thing that I've got for you today, I know you like realism in your cars.
I do.
And you introduced a brand to me back a while ago called Neo Scale, I believe.
Yes, Neo Scale models, yep.
Incredibly detailed vehicle. I don't have a Neo for you today,
Okay.
but I have something that I think you'll appreciate the realism. And I don't know if you have this diecast in your collection yet. I think you do.
Okay.
Not this particular one, but this style. And you'll see in a second. So go
right.
ahead. We'll do a little bit more cracking here.
All right. This is a bigger box, so we'll see. This is going to be interesting. Oh, you taped this one.
And I don't know why I used such a big box. I think maybe I thought I was going to ship it.
It's to protect whatever is in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty large box in here.
This is a cool company that you'll see on some online marketplaces. I don't know if you have anything by them yet.
Let's see. I do not. My 64.
Okay.
I think I've heard of them. This is a really fancy box.
So this is a resin model. Do you have a resin model?
I have, yes.
Okay, good.
I've got some ignition models resin. I've got some of those.
Okay.
I've got some 143rd resin. So yeah, I've got resin.
Cool. Well, good. All right. Well, as long as you're not resin adverse in your
I'm not.
collection, awesome.
Absolutely not.
Then I think you'll appreciate this one because this is one that it's one of those ones, guys, that you can just look at. You can put it on your desk, put it on your nightstand, and just sit there and look at it because the amount of detail that you get in a resin model, it can't be matched in diecast.
I'm afraid. That is absolutely stunning. This
Isn't
is
that beautiful?
a Ferrari 250 GTO. Such a beautiful timeless car. Thank you, David.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
My pleasure. Listen, you've been so nice to me, and this was something I thought you would enjoy. It really is a spectacular model.
Yeah, as I hold this and look at it, this is one of the best looking 164s that I think I've ever seen.
Right.
Look at that. I hate to talk about it. Hopefully we can figure out a way to actually show it on the video. There's like some little bar that might be part of the suspension or something across the bottom of the exhaust there. Tiny little tow hooks.
All right, let's do
on
this.
The front. Oh my goodness. Wow.
I'll be careful, and we'll try and do some sort of handmade turntable here.
That thing is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. 250 GTO. This is a company called My 64. There's your thumbnail right there with Rob.
Yeah.
And
wow.
That's what I want this series to be. It's called What's Crackin'. We crack stuff open, but it's really just a conversation. I want all us collectors to get to know each other and just encourage more engagement in the community. Yeah. So I hope you'll join me for future episodes. I've really had a good time. I hope you did too.
Yeah, I did. Thanks for inviting me down here to this Rocket City Hot Wheeler show as well, and the opportunity to meet again. Thank you so much for these cars. Both of these are absolutely awesome. I don't even know what to say. This thing is amazing for what it is. This custom is crazy, both for the personal connection and just the work that you did there. So, yeah, absolutely awesome. I can't say thank you enough. Yeah.
It's my pleasure, Rob. Listen, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this, getting to know Rob at Scale Enthusiasm a little bit more. You've got to go check his channel out. It is loaded with quality diecast. You'll appreciate it. Every type of collector will appreciate it. So, on behalf of Rob, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you on the next episode of What's Crackin' on Twice Diecast. Take care, everybody.